Hello, I want to review how to do ratio word problems in IXL. Let's take a look. This one says, at Shang's tables there are 12 stallions and 20 mares. At Damon's stables there are 11 stallions and 15 mares. Where is there a higher ratio of stallions to mares? So the first thing we need to note is the ratio is stallions to mares. So it's going to be the stallions number to the number of mares, and we have two different ratios going on, the one at Shang's stables and the one at Damon's stables. So we've got at Shang's, the ratio is 12 to 20, and then at Damon's, let's see, I need to review, it's 11 to 15. To see which one is higher, I'm going to just do a division problem here. Remember, this is just kind of the quick and dirty way to do these ratio problems. So if I treat this as a division problem and I do 12 divided by 20, I get 0.6. And then if I take 11 divided by 15, I get 0.73. So this one is higher. So that means that the ratio of stallions to mares is higher, meaning that there's more stallions per number of mares in Damon's stables than there are in Shang's. So let's say if we somehow found ourselves with an equal number of mares, then in that case, Damon would have more stallions. Because he has a higher ratio of stallions to mares, even though he actually has less mares. So now let's go back to IXL. I'm going to say Damon has a higher ratio. And make sure that you're reading the questions, because some of them might ask for which one is a lower ratio. So be very careful with that. Let's do this one. Last year, Winton used 4 bottles of shampoo and 6 bottles of conditioner. His sister Greta used 2 bottles of shampoo and 3 bottles of conditioner. Who has a higher ratio of shampoo to conditioner last year? So we've got 4 to 6 and 2 to 3. I can already guess when I think 4/6 and 2/3. Those sound like equivalent fractions to me, but I'll go ahead and walk through. 4 divided by 6 is 0.6 repeating, and 2 divided by 3 is 0.6 repeating. Awesome, just as I expected. 2/3 and 4/6 are equal fractions, equivalent fractions, so they're going to come out to the same decimal. So I'm going to say neither one is higher, the ratios are equivalent. Let's try this one. At Middleton High School, 20 of the members of the women's track team compete in long distance events and 18 compete in short distance events. On the men's track team, 10 run in long distance events and 9 run in short distance events. Which team had a lower ratio of long distance to short distance runners? As I expected, this one's asking for a lower ratio. You got to read those instructions, because on IXL they're always trying to trip you up. So 20 of the members of the women's track team, 18, so 20 to 18 and 10 to 9. I should say, when I say they're trying to trick you up, they want to make sure you're paying attention, and that's really a good thing, because when you get to the high set, you're really going to have to read carefully, and so it's a good practice to get into. It's not just being malicious. They're not just mean. They're really trying to prepare you. So let's see. I divided 20 by 18. I got 1.1 repeating. Divide by 10 by 9. I also get 1.1 repeating. So these are actually equivalent. And that makes sense to me, because 10 over 9 is equivalent to 20 over 18. Because if I multiplied both the top and bottom by 2, I would end up with the same fraction. So makes sense to me. I'm going to say neither one is lower. Okay, let's skip a level and see what lies ahead. At Stevenson's wedding, 44 guests sat on the groom's side and 46 guests sat on the bride's side. At the Rivera wedding, 43 guests sat on the groom's side and 44 guests sat on the bride's side. Which wedding had the higher ratio of guests of the groom to guests of the bride? Wow, that's a mouthful. So we've got 44 to 46 and 43 to 44. And let's see here. (44 to 46 and 43 to 44. I'm already gonna guess that it's the second one, but we'll check it on the calculator. I'm also going to check to make sure I got those numbers right. 44 to 46 and 43 to 44. Okay, 44 divided by 46. Okay, and you should actually do that. Go ahead and, think about the problem and think about what you predict the answer will be. It's good to kind of do that. We call it metacognition, thinking about thinking. That's a good thing. But do use your calculator. Do check your work. So 44 divided by 46 is 0.956, and then 43 divided by 44 is 0.977. So my gut was right. That's the correct answer. But I did go on the calculator and I did check, because when you're nervous, especially when you're doing the high set, you gotta check. Gotta go back and read. And I'm gonna leave you there, and now it's your turn to practice ratios with word problems.